Hey guys, Keith here from the Bobcat guy. I thought I'd give you a show of inside my trailer, and you guys can see how we have our irrigation trailer set up. You can kind of see the side of it there. It's one big enclosed in trailer. So here's our trailer here, and I'm just going to take you inside and show you a little bit about it. So in this trailer we have saws and other saws, and those are our irrigation. This is our irrigation fittings here. I'll show you that in a bit. We have our bags for doing irrigation. Tools, we got one bag for inside the house and we got one bag for outside the house. We also got some drill bits, wiring, paint for doing line painting, like not pavement but for marking out edges and grass and stuff. We got some of our Hilti tools. There's a big jackhammer and there's a Hilti drill, and then our saw there. Now here's our irrigation plow. This one will plow lines underground, and in another video I'll show you that. Now these two pieces of plywood here, as you can see, we got one panel on, and then here's the other panel, and like it goes on the same way. I'll show you here, and that's what stops those things from moving around in transport mode. Holding this stuff here, and I'll show you this here. So we got a bench back here, and this trailer is all wired, and our stuff for charging our batteries for our drills and stuff are all in here. All our glue for our pipe and stuff for irrigation is there. We got a little bit of an eye wash station there. Now when you come up into here, we got our big pipe wrenches. We're doing bigger irrigation repairs. Sometimes we do 2 to 4 inch fittings, so we got to crank them on. Now I designed this. I took this box, and normally you would use it and you would have a different end on this end, but we did it so we could pull this out and then we could plug this into the house or an outlet wherever we're working, and then it feeds power to inside the trailer. And ABS pipe, and we put our levels in there. We got a 6 foot, a 4 foot, and a 2 foot level. The other two will be slid in a little further. This is where we store all our timers for our sprinkler systems. This is a type of timer. I'll just pull it out so you can look at it. These are this is an indoor timer. It's got the power supply and everything already in it, brand new in the box. This one's a little older. We haven't used it for a while because that's definitely not the price anymore. That was probably 4 years ago. Prices of these have gone up quite a bit. I'll find you an outside timer here. This one here will be an outside timer. This is the one we're using on this job. This one's an actual special timer. It's a hybrid. It's actually battery operated. It doesn't need power from electricity. And this will be an outside timer. I'll show you the difference between these. Is they got a nice lock box. So the actual timer is the exact same. The controls and everything is the same. The only difference is this is kind of a weatherproof box, and it can be locked. The lock is only as good as the person trying to break into it. So. But that one actually is going on this job we're doing right now because they don't have access to electricity. So then we put batteries in, and then we have to run DC solenoids. Okay, so this is all our controllers. These are rain sensors. These are solar sync systems. So, and that price is an old price, so that's got to go up. These they tie into those timers. and anytime that it rains, these will automatically shut the sprinkler system down. They also have a freeze check in there too, so for some reason if the temperature gets above a certain temperature, like below 0, it'll also shut down the sprinkler system. Now this is okay. So down below we have all these set up. So this is well, that's the wrong thing. These should be swing joints, but they're not swing joints. But here's like barb fittings. Everything that we have for fittings is in here. As you can see, we get into the 3/4 inch 90s. We built all these shelves. I bought these bins with a rack system, but the rack system didn't work in here, so we built wood shelves to store all this stuff. And then that plywood that you see there hooks in here and then comes up and pins in, so when we're in transport these things aren't sliding out. And you can see, I'll kind of do an angle here. There's 4 levels of trays. All of them have something in them that we need. These are part of our building manifolds. These are manifold tees. These are manifold 90s. They all got a rubber boot seal inside. And these are just 3/4 inch barb to 3/4 inch nipple, 3/4 inch barb to 1 inch. And then we got 1 inch barb to threaded 1 inch. But yeah, everything that we need for irrigation, we can pretty much go to any job site right now, the way the trailer sits, and put in a sprinkler system without having to run and get any parts. Now inside the house, I do some brass work, and I like to use brass just because. So we got a bunch of brass parts here. So we got hose bibs. We use those for draining sprinkler systems or blowing out. We got brass tees. So what I'll do with that is this will come out of the house. So this is how it looks. So this will come out of the house. So imagine this being in the house. This is PEX here. So the PEX will be in the house. And then this will be pretty much flush with the house like that. So you won't see that. We have the copper piece coming out, and then we have this hose bib so they have access to water. And then we like to put in a valve at the bottom, and then that plastic piece there will have pipe going down into the manifold. So I like to put this valve in because if we ever have to do work on the system, they don't have to be home. I can shut the water off with that valve, and then we can do stuff. Plus in the winter time, if somebody accidentally turns on the inside water, and at least you got a valve that isolates it, so you're only breaking that and you're not breaking any fittings in the ground, because you can flood your manifold system, and then if it freezes, that'll all break. Any movement from coming in. And then we got a bunch of conduit stuff, because we run all our electrical and conduits and stuff like that. We got all that stuff here. We got some spray head extensions. That's kind of our drip line. Those would be our sprinkler heads. Yeah, and then we got some irrigation boxes at the bottom. We got some big fittings for some of the stuff we do at the parks. Some other stuff that we got at the parks. And then all our wiring for our sprinkler systems. We got trailer is where we stack all our, it's kind of a mess right now, but all our shovels kind of lean up in there. And then we got all our irrigation pipe sits at the front. We got some sawhorses. Down here we got a generator, so if we don't have access to power, we got everything we want. We got a couple of chainsaws. So this trailer is pretty much set up. We can do fencing, vinyl, wood, chain link. We got tools on here for that. We got everything to do irrigation. We got a vise. Mike made me a steel box to put all our miscellaneous stuff in. So we have that, and that just slides underneath. And then you just turn the handle, it latches so it doesn't come out. And yeah, that's my irrigation trailer. Normally it's a lot cleaner, but we're in the midst of working, so there's a bunch of different stuff in here that's maybe not organized. But everything's strapped down and ready to go. So if I need a table saw on a job, we got a table saw. If I need my compound sliding miter saw, I got it there. And one thing I noticed that's not in here is my compound sliding miter saw stand usually sits under here. Yeah, I'd like to thank you for coming along and checking out the inside of our trailer. And we'll see you in the next video. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit the bell notification. And don't forget to subscribe. And if you like it, give me a thumbs up. Thanks for coming along.